Welcome to Sleeping Researcher, a place where science meets tranquility to gently guide you into restful sleep. Here, we explore fascinating scientific ideas through calm and soothing narration, designed to help your mind unwind as you drift into peaceful dreams. Today, we will journey into the quiet, invisible world within our bodies, a world where bioelectric communication quietly orchestrates the dance of healing, growth, and regeneration. Imagine cells speaking in soft electric whispers, sending gentle signals that guide wounds to close, tissues to rebuild, and limbs to renew. This hidden language of bioelectric fields is one of nature's most remarkable ways to maintain balance and restore life. It is a subtle yet powerful force, connecting cells and tissues in a delicate web of communication that supports our health in ways we are only beginning to understand. Before we begin, if you find comfort in these explorations of science told with calm and care, please consider liking this video and subscribing to Sleeping Researcher. Your support helps us continue sharing these peaceful journeys through knowledge, crafted to soothe your mind and body. Now, settle in and allow your thoughts to slow as we explore how bioelectric fields coordinate the incredible processes of healing, growth, and regeneration within us all. Imagine a silent conversation unfolding within every living organism, a language not spoken but felt, an intricate dance of electrical signals guiding the very essence of life. Beneath the surface of cells lies a hidden network of bioelectric communication, an invisible force that orchestrates the complex processes of healing, growth, and regeneration. This subtle electrical language is as ancient as life itself, threading through the fabric of biology to connect cells in ways we are only beginning to understand. It is a quiet symphony of ions and voltage gradients, creating patterns that direct cells when to divide, migrate, or transform. This unseen electrical dialogue forms the foundation of how organisms maintain their structure and respond to injury, revealing a new dimension of biological coordination beyond the familiar chemical signals. At its core, bioelectric communication involves the movement of charged particles, or ions, across cell membranes, establishing voltage differences known as bioelectric fields. These fields extend beyond individual cells, creating a coordinated environment where cells can sense and respond to their neighbors. Unlike the rapid firing of neurons, these bioelectric signals often operate over longer timescales, gently influencing the behavior of tissues and organs. Through this electrical network, cells receive directional cues essential for organizing themselves during development and repair. For instance, when tissue is damaged, changes in the local bioelectric field serve as a beacon, guiding cells to the site of injury and activating the regenerative machinery. This electrical framework complements biochemical signals, offering a holistic system that ensures precise control over biological processes. The role of bioelectric fields extends into the remarkable ability of some organisms to regenerate lost body parts, a phenomenon that has fascinated scientists for decades. In creatures like salamanders and planarians, bioelectric signals establish gradients that determine the shape and size of new tissues, effectively rewriting the organism's blueprint during healing. These signals influence gene expression and cellular behavior, triggering cascades that rebuild complex structures such as limbs, tails, and even parts of the heart. Understanding how these electrical patterns form and propagate offers the potential to unlock regenerative therapies in humans where such capacities are limited. The interplay between bioelectricity and molecular pathways presents a promising frontier in regenerative medicine, inspiring new approaches that harness the body's own electrical language to promote repair. Recent advances in imaging and electrophysiology have illuminated the ways bioelectric fields coordinate multicellular behavior, revealing that cells act not in isolation, but as participants in an electrical community. This community senses disruptions, adapts, and recalibrates itself to maintain harmony and function. The bioelectric language is dynamic, capable of encoding complex information about cellular states and environmental conditions. By decoding this language, researchers are beginning to map the electrical codes that govern tissue patterning and morphogenesis. This insight challenges traditional views that focus solely on genetics and biochemistry, highlighting the importance of electrical cues in life's orchestration. As we delve deeper, the promise of manipulating bioelectric signals to guide healing and growth grows ever more tangible. This exploration into bioelectric communication opens a window into a subtle yet powerful mechanism by which life sustains itself and adapts. It urges us to reconsider the boundaries of cellular interaction and to appreciate the elegance of electrical coordination beneath the surface of living tissues. As we continue to unravel this hidden language, we move closer to unlocking new possibilities for medical science, where harnessing bioelectric fields could transform how we approach healing and regeneration. This journey into the electric essence of biology sets the stage for a deeper understanding of life's interconnectedness, inviting us to explore how cells use this invisible force to shape their destinies. At the heart of every living organism lies a subtle yet profound force known as the bioelectric field. These fields are natural electrical patterns generated by the activity of cells, arising from the movement of charged ions across their membranes. Unlike the electrical signals we might associate with nerves or the heart, bioelectric fields extend beyond isolated cells, creating a dynamic, interconnected network of electrical information that permeates tissues and organs. This intricate web of electrical potentials provides a foundational layer of communication, guiding cells in their behavior and interactions. Through these bioelectric patterns, cells are not merely passive units, but active participants in a living dialogue, one that influences their growth, differentiation, and spatial organization. By understanding bioelectric fields, we uncover a language of life that is written in electrical currents, a language that has been largely invisible until recent advances in imaging and biophysics began to reveal its presence and significance. Bioelectric fields arise from the fundamental processes of cellular function, particularly the movement of ions such as sodium, potassium, calcium, and chloride across cell membranes. These ion flows create electrical gradients and potentials that vary across different regions of a tissue. What makes bioelectric fields remarkable is their ability to coordinate activities over distances far greater than individual cells. In developing embryos, for example, these fields help establish body patterns and guide cells to their proper locations. In mature tissues, they continue to influence the ongoing maintenance and repair processes, essentially acting as a biological GPS for cellular behavior. This means that bioelectricity is not merely the background noise of cellular activity, but a crucial signal that cells interpret to make decisions about when to divide, migrate, or transform. Such coordination through electrical patterns adds a layer of control that complements genetic and biochemical signaling pathways, enriching our understanding of how organisms maintain their form and function. The role of bioelectric fields becomes even more fascinating when we consider their involvement in healing and regeneration. Whenever tissues are damaged, bioelectric signals change accordingly, triggering a cascade of responses that mobilize cells to repair the injury. These electrical cues can influence stem cells, prompting them to proliferate and differentiate into the specific cell types needed for repair. Remarkably, in some animals such as salamanders, bioelectric fields coordinate the regeneration of entire limbs, guiding cells to reconstruct complex structures. In humans, while the regenerative capacity is more limited, bioelectric signaling still plays a vital role in wound healing and tissue restoration. By decoding and eventually manipulating these electrical patterns, scientists envision new therapies that could enhance the body's natural ability to heal, potentially leading to breakthroughs in regenerative medicine and bioengineering. Advances in technology have enabled researchers to visualize and modulate bioelectric fields with increasing precision. Techniques such as voltage-sensitive dyes and microelectrode arrays allow scientists to observe the subtle electrical landscapes within living tissues. These tools have revealed that bioelectric fields are not static, but dynamically change as cells respond to their environment and communicate with each other. The interplay between bioelectric signals and other molecular pathways creates a complex, adaptive system that governs tissue behavior. Understanding this system requires an interdisciplinary approach, blending biology, physics, and engineering to decode the electrical language of life. As this field of study unfolds, it opens new horizons for exploring how electrical forces shape development, health, and disease, inviting us to rethink the electrical dimension of biology beyond neurons and muscles. Exploring bioelectric fields invites us to look beyond traditional biochemical and genetic frameworks and appreciate the role of electricity as a fundamental organizer of living systems. These fields act as invisible architects, orchestrating the spatial and temporal patterns necessary for growth and regeneration. By mapping and understanding these electrical patterns, we begin to grasp how cells communicate across distances and time, coordinating complex biological processes with remarkable precision. This knowledge not only deepens our appreciation of life's complexity, but also points toward innovative ways to influence biology for therapeutic purposes. With these insights, we prepare to delve further into the mechanisms by which bioelectric communication drives healing and regeneration, setting the stage for a journey into cellular cooperation powered by electricity. The story of bioelectric communication begins in the 18th century with the pioneering work of Luigi Galvani, an Italian physician and physicist. Galvani's experiments with frog legs revealed that muscles could twitch in response to electrical stimuli, a discovery that sparked curiosity about electricity's role in living organisms. This was a profound moment, as it challenged the prevailing views of life and physiology, suggesting that electricity was not merely a tool of technology, but a vital force within biological systems. Although the mechanisms behind these electrical phenomena remained mysterious at the time, Galvani's findings laid the groundwork for a new field of inquiry. Scientists began to explore the subtle electrical currents that course through tissues, recognizing bioelectricity as a language of life, capable of transmitting signals and coordinating cellular functions. This early fascination with bioelectricity opened a path that would gradually evolve from simple observations of muscle contractions to complex investigations into how electrical fields influence growth and healing processes. Building upon Galvani's initial breakthroughs, the 19th and 20th centuries saw significant advances as researchers like Émile Dubois-Reymond and Julius Bernstein refined our understanding of electrical activity in nerves and muscles. The discovery of the action potential, the rapid electrical impulse that travels along neurons, revealed a fundamental mechanism by which cells communicate. This knowledge extended beyond the nervous system as biologists began to recognize that bioelectric signals are also present in non-neuronal tissues, influencing cell behavior and tissue patterning. These insights gradually shifted the scientific perspective from viewing electricity solely as an effect of cellular activity to understanding it as a driving force in development and regeneration. The concept of bioelectric fields as dynamic, instructive maps controlling cellular behavior began to take shape, supported by experiments demonstrating how manipulation of electrical gradients could alter tissue growth and repair. Through this evolving lens, bioelectricity emerged as a critical mediator of biological form and function, bridging the microscopic world of ion channels to the macroscopic phenomena of organismal healing. In recent decades, advances in molecular biology, imaging technologies, and computational modeling have propelled bioelectric research into a new era. Scientists now appreciate that bioelectric fields are not mere byproducts of cellular metabolism, but serve as integral components of the regulatory networks guiding development, wound healing, and regeneration. By mapping the spatial distribution of membrane potentials and ion fluxes, researchers have uncovered intricate bioelectric patterns that act as pre-patterns for tissue organization. These electrical cues provide cells with positional information, helping to coordinate proliferation, differentiation, and migration during the formation of complex structures. Furthermore, studies in model organisms such as amphibians and planarians have demonstrated that altering bioelectric signals can induce remarkable regenerative responses, even in tissues that normally lack this capacity. These findings illuminate the vast potential of bioelectric communication as a universal language of biological coordination, transcending species and tissue types. As we continue to unravel these electrical dialogues, the promise of harnessing bioelectricity to promote healing and regeneration grows ever more tangible. The fascination with bioelectricity has thus journeyed from the curiosity of early natural philosophers to the cutting-edge laboratories of modern science. This continuum of discovery underscores the enduring mystery and allure of electrical phenomena in life, reminding us that beneath the visible forms of organisms lies a hidden electric landscape shaping destiny. Today's researchers stand on the shoulders of giants like Galvani, employing sophisticated tools to decode the language of bioelectric fields and translate it into practical strategies for medicine and bioengineering. By integrating knowledge from electrophysiology, developmental biology, and regenerative medicine, the field is poised to redefine our understanding of how living systems heal and rebuild themselves. This historical perspective enriches our appreciation of bioelectricity as a fundamental principle that has captivated scientific minds for centuries, inspiring ongoing exploration into the electrical essence of life. With this foundation, we now turn to examine the specific mechanisms by which bioelectric communication orchestrates cellular cooperation during healing and regeneration. At the heart of bioelectric communication are the tiny yet powerful structures known as cellular ion channels. These microscopic gatekeepers reside within the membranes of every living cell, delicately controlling the flow of charged particles such as sodium, potassium, calcium, and chloride ions. By regulating these ionic currents, ion channels generate subtle electrical signals that ripple through tissues, forming a complex language of bioelectricity. Each channel is exquisitely sensitive, opening and closing in response to chemical, mechanical, or electrical stimuli, thereby orchestrating the rhythm and pattern of electrical activity. This dynamic modulation of ion movement is fundamental not only to nerve impulses and muscle contractions, but also to the broader processes of cellular communication that guide development and regeneration. Through their finely tuned actions, ion channels translate the invisible electrochemical gradients into meaningful biological instructions, acting as the primary interface between a cell's internal machinery and its external environment. As we delve deeper, it becomes clear that these channels are far more than simple conduits. They are the electrical gatekeepers that maintain cellular harmony and coordinate collective behavior across tissues. The electrical signals generated by ion channels propagate beyond individual cells to create bioelectric fields that span entire tissues and organs. These fields serve as spatial maps, providing positional information critical for directing cellular activities such as division, migration, and differentiation during healing and growth. For example, when tissue damage occurs, changes in ion channel activity alter the local bioelectric landscape, setting up gradients that attract reparative cells and activate regenerative programs. This bioelectric patterning acts as a non-genetic form of information, complementing the biochemical signals traditionally studied in biology. By integrating electrical and chemical cues, cells gain a multi-dimensional context that ensures precise coordination and timing of complex processes. Ion channels thus function as both sensors and effectors, detecting shifts in the environment and initiating cascades of intracellular events that reshape the tissue architecture. This elegant feedback loop highlights the remarkable capacity of bioelectric fields to govern biological order, transcending the limitations of purely molecular signaling pathways. It is through this interplay of electrical currents and cellular responses that organisms achieve remarkable feats of regeneration, restoring lost or damaged structures with astonishing fidelity. On a molecular level, the activity of ion channels influences the membrane potential, the voltage difference across the cell membrane, which acts as a master regulator of gene expression and cellular phenotype. Variations in membrane potential modulate the opening of voltage-gated channels, which in turn control downstream signaling pathways linked to cellular metabolism, proliferation, and differentiation. This bioelectric control mechanism allows tissues to self-organize, guiding stem cells and progenitor cells towards specific fates required for tissue repair and growth. Remarkably, experimental manipulations of ion channel function have demonstrated the ability to induce regeneration in normally non-regenerative tissues, illuminating new avenues for therapeutic intervention. By harnessing these electrical signals, researchers aim to stimulate the body's intrinsic healing capacities, potentially overcoming the limitations of traditional treatments. This complex choreography of ions and voltage changes underscores the sophistication of bioelectric communication as a regulatory system, finely balancing stability and plasticity within living organisms. Understanding the central role of ion channels in this context provides a vital link between cellular physiology and the emergent properties of tissue regeneration. The intricate networks of ion channels also contribute to long-range bioelectric signaling, enabling coordinated responses across distant regions of an organism. Through gap junctions and extracellular ion flows, electrical signals can propagate rapidly, synchronizing activities such as wound closure and organ patterning. These bioelectric signals create a form of cellular consensus, aligning individual behaviors to achieve a collective goal. Unlike chemical gradients that diffuse slowly and degrade over distance, bioelectric fields can transmit information with greater speed and spatial precision, offering a robust mechanism for tissue-wide communication. This capacity is particularly important during regenerative processes, where timing and spatial arrangement are critical for successful restoration. Moreover, the plasticity of ion channel expression and function allows organisms to adapt their bioelectric signaling in response to environmental cues and internal states, demonstrating a remarkable flexibility. This adaptability ensures that healing and growth are not rigid programs, but dynamic processes responsive to context. As we continue to explore these electrical gatekeepers, we begin to appreciate the profound ways in which ion channels integrate the micro and macro scales of biological organization. While biochemistry has long been recognized as the primary language of cellular communication, bioelectricity offers a complementary and equally vital form of signaling within living systems. Cells utilize charged ions to generate subtle electrical potentials across their membranes, establishing bioelectric fields that extend beyond individual cells to influence entire tissues. These fields serve as an invisible yet highly structured communication network that orchestrates cellular behaviors in ways chemical signals alone cannot achieve. Unlike biochemical messengers, which rely on the diffusion of molecules and receptor interactions, bioelectric signals propagate rapidly and can encode spatial and temporal information with exquisite precision. This electrical dimension adds a new layer of complexity to our understanding of how cells coordinate processes such as differentiation, migration, and proliferation. By integrating bioelectric cues with established biochemical pathways, organisms achieve a more robust and adaptable framework for regulating growth and healing. The interplay between these two signaling modalities reveals a sophisticated system in which electrical and chemical messages collaborate, each reinforcing and modulating the other to maintain cellular harmony and tissue integrity. Central to the role of bioelectricity in healing and regeneration is its ability to guide cells towards specific fates and spatial arrangements. During wound repair, for example, injury disrupts the normal bioelectric patterns, creating new electrical gradients that serve as directional cues for cell migration and proliferation. These endogenous electric fields help to mobilize stem and progenitor cells, steering them to the wound site where they can contribute to tissue reconstruction. In addition to directing cellular movement, bioelectric signals influence gene expression programs critical for regenerative growth. By modulating the membrane potentials of cells, bioelectric fields can activate or repress key transcription factors and signaling pathways, effectively rewriting the cellular instructions necessary for rebuilding complex structures. This dynamic electrical coding system thus acts as an architect's blueprint, ensuring that new tissue forms with the correct pattern and function. Such bioelectric regulation is not limited to simple wound healing, but extends to the remarkable regenerative capacities observed in certain animals, where entire limbs or organs can be restored through precisely coordinated bioelectric signaling. The mechanisms underlying bioelectric communication are deeply intertwined with the molecular machinery of ion channels, pumps, and gap junctions that maintain and modulate membrane potentials. These components collectively generate bioelectric gradients that span cellular communities, creating fields that can influence cells over surprisingly long distances. This spatial reach is crucial for synchronizing complex developmental and regenerative processes, where cells must act in concert across millimeters or even centimeters of tissue. Importantly, the bioelectric state of a cell is not static. It can be fine-tuned by environmental factors and physiological conditions, allowing organisms to adapt their growth responses to changing circumstances. This plasticity ensures that regeneration and healing are flexible, context-dependent phenomena rather than rigid, predetermined programs. Researchers are now beginning to harness this knowledge, exploring ways to manipulate bioelectric signals to enhance tissue repair and combat degenerative diseases. Such advances promise to expand the therapeutic toolkit beyond traditional biochemical approaches, leveraging the inherent electrical language of life itself. As we delve deeper into the complementary roles of bioelectricity and biochemistry, it becomes clear that these two communication paradigms are not opposing forces, but synergistic partners. Biochemical signals provide the molecular specificity and diversity needed for precise cellular functions, while bioelectric fields offer speed, coordination, and spatial organization at the tissue level. Together, they form an integrated network that governs cellular decision-making with remarkable fidelity. This duality enriches our conceptual framework for biological regulation, encouraging a more holistic view of how life orchestrates its myriad processes. Embracing bioelectric signaling alongside biochemical pathways opens new vistas for understanding development, disease, and regeneration, revealing the profound unity underlying cellular communication. With this expanded perspective, we are poised to uncover novel strategies for guiding biological systems toward health and restoration. To truly appreciate the role of bioelectricity in living organisms, it is essential to visualize these subtle yet powerful signals as they ebb and flow across cells and tissues. Recent advances in imaging technology have opened a window into this invisible world, revealing bioelectric fields with extraordinary clarity. Techniques such as voltage-sensitive dyes, genetically encoded voltage indicators, and advanced microscopy allow scientists to track electrical potentials in real time, capturing dynamic patterns that were once beyond reach. These innovations let us see how cells communicate through electrical gradients, coordinating their behavior in ways that traditional biochemical methods alone could not reveal. By mapping these bioelectric landscapes, researchers can observe the orchestration of healing processes, the guidance of cellular migration, and the initiation of regenerative growth, all choreographed by electric cues that ripple through tissues like a living code. This visualization transforms our understanding, making the intangible tangible, and inviting us to explore the bioelectric language of life with renewed curiosity. The ability to image bioelectric patterns in living tissues does more than satisfy scientific curiosity. It provides vital insights into how organisms maintain integrity and respond to injury. When tissues are damaged, bioelectric fields rapidly reorganize, creating new electrical gradients that signal cells to mobilize, proliferate, and differentiate. These fields serve as spatial coordinates, guiding cells to the precise locations where repair is needed, and ensuring that regeneration proceeds with remarkable accuracy. By observing these dynamic changes, scientists have discovered that bioelectric signals precede many molecular events, acting as early messengers that set the stage for healing. This temporal advantage highlights the importance of electrical communication as a primary coordinator, capable of initiating complex biological responses before biochemical pathways fully engage. Such findings deepen our appreciation for the elegance and efficiency of nature's repair mechanisms, suggesting new possibilities for therapeutic intervention. Beyond healing, bioelectric fields play a pivotal role in guiding growth and pattern formation during development and regeneration. Cells interpret electrical cues to determine their position, fate, and function, ensuring that tissues and organs form with proper structure and scale. The bioelectric landscape acts as a map, encoding information that transcends genetic instructions alone. Cutting-edge imaging techniques reveal how gradients of electrical potential influence stem cell behavior, instructing these versatile cells when to divide, migrate, or specialize. This bioelectrical guidance system integrates with biochemical signaling networks, creating a multifaceted dialogue that orchestrates the emergence of complex form from simplicity. By decoding these patterns, researchers are uncovering fundamental principles that may one day enable the controlled regeneration of limbs, organs, and other tissues in humans, echoing capabilities long observed in nature's most remarkable healers. The visualization of bioelectric fields also invites us to reconsider traditional boundaries between biology and physics. It highlights the fact that living systems are not merely biochemical reactors, but electrochemical entities where fields and forces shape life's architecture. As imaging modalities continue to evolve, they provide increasingly sophisticated maps of electrical activity, capturing subtle variations that influence cellular behavior at microscopic scales. These advances allow us to witness how bioelectric signals propagate through networks of cells, coordinating activities across entire tissues with spatial precision and temporal harmony. This perspective fosters a more integrated understanding of physiology, where electricity becomes an essential language of biological regulation, complementing and enhancing the well-studied molecular dialogues. Such insights pave the way for novel diagnostic and therapeutic tools, grounded in the manipulation and interpretation of bioelectric information. From the very earliest moments of life, bioelectric fields serve as invisible architects, guiding the intricate process of embryonic development. These subtle electrical patterns arise from the regulated flow of ions across cell membranes, creating gradients and signals that provide positional information to cells. Unlike genetic codes alone, which offer blueprints for cellular components, bioelectric cues help cells interpret their place within the growing organism. This bioelectrical language directs cells to proliferate, differentiate, or migrate, orchestrating the formation of complex structures such as limbs, organs, and neural networks with remarkable precision. Scientists have uncovered that disruptions in these endogenous electric fields can lead to developmental abnormalities, underscoring their essential role in maintaining the fidelity of morphogenesis. Through advanced imaging and electrophysiological techniques, researchers have begun to map these dynamic fields in real time, revealing how embryonic tissues communicate electrically to coordinate growth patterns. Such discoveries illuminate a fundamental aspect of biology, where life's earliest stages are shaped not just by chemical signals, but by an electrical symphony that integrates spatial and temporal information seamlessly. The interplay between bioelectric fields and cellular behavior during embryogenesis exemplifies a profound level of biological organization. Cells respond to voltage gradients and electric currents by activating specific signaling pathways that influence gene expression and protein synthesis, thereby linking electrical states to molecular processes. This coupling enables embryos to self-organize, correcting errors and adapting to environmental cues to ensure robust development. For example, in amphibians and other model organisms, experimentally altering bioelectric patterns can induce the regeneration of limbs or even redirect organ formation, highlighting the instructive power of electrical signals. Moreover, the spatial patterning of these fields creates a blueprint that transcends individual cells, coordinating large-scale tissue morphogenesis and ensuring that each cell contributes appropriately to the whole. This bioelectric framework enriches our understanding of development by integrating physics and biology into a cohesive narrative of life's emergence, revealing that electrical forces are not mere byproducts, but essential regulators of embryonic form and function. Beyond embryonic development, bioelectric fields continue to play a crucial role in healing and regeneration throughout an organism's life. When tissues are damaged, the local disruption of bioelectric patterns generates signals that initiate repair processes, mobilizing cells to proliferate and reconstruct lost or injured structures. These fields act as guiding maps that instruct cells where to migrate and how to differentiate, effectively recapitulating developmental programs in adult organisms. The remarkable regenerative capacities observed in species such as salamanders and planarians are closely tied to their ability to manipulate bioelectric states, re-establishing proper electrical gradients to restore complex anatomy. Understanding these natural processes opens new avenues for regenerative medicine, where modulating bioelectric fields could enhance wound healing or stimulate the regeneration of damaged tissues in humans. This perspective shifts the paradigm from treating symptoms to harnessing the body's inherent electrical wisdom, offering hope for innovative therapies that work in harmony with the body's own bioelectric codes. The mechanisms by which bioelectric fields influence cellular identity involve a delicate balance of ion channel activity, membrane potentials, and intercellular junctions that propagate electrical signals across tissues. These bioelectric parameters dynamically regulate stem cell behavior, influencing their capacity to self-renew or specialize into diverse cell types required for growth and repair. Notably, bioelectric signals can override genetic predispositions, reprogramming cells to adopt new fates based on positional information encoded in the electrical landscape. This malleability underscores the integrative nature of bioelectricity as a master regulator, capable of coordinating complex biological outcomes beyond the reach of genetic instructions alone. As research continues to unravel these processes, the integration of bioelectric principles with molecular biology promises to deepen our comprehension of life's blueprint and inspire novel biotechnological applications. Among the pioneering figures in the study of bioelectric communication is Michael Levin, whose groundbreaking work has illuminated the profound role of bioelectric fields in limb regeneration. Levin's research centers on the fascinating ability of cells to communicate through subtle electrical signals, which guide their behavior during the healing process. His experiments, particularly in amphibians such as salamanders, have demonstrated that bioelectric patterns establish positional information, essentially a map that cells use to understand where they are within the body and what structures need to be formed. By modulating these electrical signals, Levin and his team have been able to induce regrowth of complex structures, even in organisms where regeneration is usually limited. This work provides compelling evidence that bioelectric signals are not merely byproducts of cellular activity, but are active, instructive agents in shaping tissue formation. His findings challenge traditional views centered primarily on genetic and biochemical pathways, positioning bioelectricity as a vital layer of biological control that orchestrates the spatial and temporal dynamics of regeneration. Central to Levin's discoveries is the concept that bioelectric fields serve as a form of information processing, enabling cells to coordinate their actions over large distances. By manipulating ion channels and membrane potentials, researchers can alter the bioelectrical landscape, effectively rewriting the instructions cells receive during repair. In one remarkable study, altering the voltage gradients in frog embryos prompted the formation of additional eyes in abnormal locations, illustrating the power of bioelectric signals to govern organ identity and placement. These insights suggest that regeneration is not solely dependent on genetic codes, but also on the emergent properties of bioelectric circuits that integrate multiple cellular inputs. This perspective opens new avenues for regenerative medicine, where harnessing bioelectric cues could promote healing in tissues that typically lack regenerative capacity, such as human limbs or spinal cords. Levin's work thus bridges developmental biology, electrophysiology, and regenerative medicine, highlighting bioelectricity as a universal language of cellular communication.
Beyond limb regrowth, Levin's research also explores how bioelectric fields influence stem cell dynamics and the restoration of complex anatomical structures. By decoding the bioelectric patterns that underlie normal development, his team has begun to map the electrical codes that instruct cells to form specific tissues. These codes regulate not only proliferation, but also the shape and size of regenerated parts, ensuring the restoration of functional anatomy rather than mere tissue repair. This regulatory capacity of bioelectric signals suggests that they act as master controllers, integrating environmental cues and cellular states to produce precise and reproducible outcomes. Such coordination is essential for successful regeneration, as it requires the seamless integration of multiple cell types and the re-establishment of structural hierarchies. The implications of this work extend deeply into understanding congenital disabilities and wound healing, where disrupted bioelectric patterns may underlie developmental failures or chronic non-healing wounds. Michael Levin's contributions also include the development of innovative tools and techniques to visualize and manipulate bioelectric states in living organisms. Through the use of voltage-sensitive dyes, optogenetics, and targeted ion channel modulators, his laboratory has been able to observe real-time changes in bioelectric patterns during regeneration. This ability to directly interact with the bioelectric code offers unprecedented control over biological processes, allowing scientists to test hypotheses about developmental programming and tissue repair with precision. Such technological advances underscore the translational potential of bioelectricity, as they pave the way for clinical interventions that may one day harness electrical cues to stimulate repair in human patients. The work of Levin and his colleagues thus represents a paradigm shift, integrating physical and biological sciences to reveal the electrical dimension of life's regenerative capacity. When the skin or any tissue suffers an injury, a remarkable process unfolds beneath the surface, guided not only by biochemical signals, but also by subtle electrical cues. These bioelectric fields emerge as cells near the wound alter their electrical charge, creating a voltage gradient that acts like an invisible map for cellular behavior. This electrochemical landscape directs cells toward the injury site, encouraging them to migrate, proliferate, and differentiate in a highly coordinated manner. The bioelectric signals are crucial in orchestrating which cells become healing agents and which organize themselves into new tissue structures, ensuring that repair is precise and efficient. Such coordination reduces the risk of scar tissue formation and promotes the restoration of original tissue patterns, which is essential for regaining full function after damage. These electrical patterns are not random,
but follow conserved principles that can be observed across different species, revealing a fundamental aspect of biological repair mechanisms. At the cellular level, bioelectric communication operates through ion channels and pumps embedded in the membranes, controlling the flow of charged particles like sodium, potassium, and calcium. These ions create differences in voltage across the membrane, generating bioelectric signals that influence gene expression and cellular behavior. When a wound occurs, the disruption of normal tissue structure leads to changes in ion flow, triggering an immediate electrical response. This response acts as a distress signal that mobilizes nearby cells, instructing them to begin the repair process. By modulating the membrane potential, cells become activated to synthesize the proteins and extracellular matrix components necessary for tissue regeneration. This interplay between electrical signals and biochemical pathways exemplifies how living tissues integrate multiple layers of information to restore integrity. Understanding these bioelectric signals provides insight into why some wounds heal quickly while others struggle to regenerate, and it highlights new targets for enhancing healing through electrical modulation. The coordination of healing by bioelectric fields extends beyond simple wound closure. It influences the patterning and organization of new tissue. For instance, in amphibians like salamanders, bioelectric cues are essential for limb regeneration, guiding cells to form complex structures such as bones, muscles, and nerves in the correct spatial arrangement. In mammals, although the regenerative capacity is more limited, bioelectric signals still play a vital role in orchestrating the repair process, ensuring that the new tissue integrates seamlessly with existing structures. Researchers are beginning to harness these electrical patterns to develop therapies that stimulate regeneration in tissues that traditionally heal poorly, such as nerves or heart muscle. By mimicking or enhancing the body's natural bioelectric communication, it may be possible to improve recovery outcomes and reduce complications like chronic wounds or fibrosis. This emerging understanding reveals bioelectricity as a universal language of cellular coordination, translating electrical information into biological action that drives healing and growth. The practical implications of bioelectric coordination are profound, offering new avenues for medical intervention that complement traditional approaches focused on chemical and molecular factors. Devices that deliver controlled electrical stimulation have already shown promise in accelerating wound healing by reinforcing the body's endogenous bioelectric signals. Furthermore, advances in bioengineering enable the design of scaffolds and materials that interact with cellular electrical states, creating environments conducive to regeneration. These innovations reflect a growing appreciation for the electrical dimension of biology, recognizing that healing is not solely chemical, but also fundamentally electrical. By integrating bioelectric principles into clinical practice, it becomes possible to tailor treatments that precisely guide cellular behavior, reducing healing times and improving tissue function. As this field evolves, the interplay between bioelectricity and other biological processes continues to unfold, inviting deeper exploration into how life harnesses electricity to maintain health and recover from injury. At
the heart of bioelectric communication lies the subtle yet powerful influence of voltage gradients across cellular membranes. These differences in electrical potential, often measured in millivolts, are not random, but carefully regulated by ion channels and pumps embedded in the cell surface. Such voltage gradients create an electrochemical landscape that cells continuously sense and respond to, guiding their behavior in remarkable ways. When a cell experiences a specific voltage environment, it can trigger signaling pathways that influence whether it grows, divides, or remains quiescent. This electrical aspect provides a complementary dimension to the well-known chemical signals, adding a layer of control that is both rapid and spatially precise. In essence, voltage gradients function as bioelectric cues that cells use to coordinate their activities during development and healing. Electrical potential differences serve as navigational beacons, helping cells determine their position within tissues and guiding their interactions with neighbors. These signals can stimulate gene expression, modulate cytoskeletal organization, and even alter membrane permeability, all of which contribute to the regulation of cell proliferation and differentiation. As a result, bioelectric fields form an invisible framework that supports the complex choreography of growth, ensuring that cells multiply and specialize in the right place and at the right time. The interplay between voltage gradients and cellular growth is particularly evident in regenerative processes. When tissues are injured, the disruption of normal bioelectric patterns acts as an early signal that initiates repair. Surrounding cells detect changes in electrical potential and respond by activating growth programs necessary to replace lost or damaged cells. This phenomenon has been observed in diverse organisms, from amphibians capable of regenerating entire limbs to humans, where wound healing depends on precise bioelectric signaling. Experimental studies show that artificially manipulating voltage gradients can accelerate or even enhance regeneration, underscoring the fundamental role of electricity in biological repair. By influencing ion flow and membrane potential, bioelectric cues help orchestrate the recruitment of stem cells, the formation of new blood vessels, and the remodeling of extracellular matrix, all critical steps in restoring tissue integrity. This biological electricity acts as both a sensor and a director, integrating environmental inputs and guiding cellular responses in a way that chemical signals alone cannot achieve. The dynamic nature of voltage gradients allows tissues to adapt rapidly to changing conditions, maintaining a delicate balance between growth and stability. Beyond healing, voltage gradients also play a central role during normal development by establishing patterns of cell proliferation that shape organs and body structures. Early embryonic cells exhibit distinct bioelectric states that influence their fate, promoting specialization into different cell types, as well as controlled expansion. These endogenous electrical fields provide spatial information that helps organize the complex three-dimensional architecture of tissues. By modulating ion channel activity, cells adjust their membrane potential, which in turn affects gene regulatory networks governing growth. Advances in bioelectric research have uncovered how subtle shifts in voltage can switch developmental pathways on or off, highlighting the precision with which life uses electricity to sculpt form and function. This elegant system of bioelectric regulation complements genetic and biochemical mechanisms, offering a robust and flexible means to coordinate growth across scales, from single cells to whole organs. The continuous feedback between voltage gradients and cellular behavior ensures that development proceeds with remarkable fidelity, adapting to internal and external cues. Recent technological progress has allowed scientists to visualize and measure bioelectric fields with increasing resolution, revealing their intricate patterns within living tissues. These insights have deepened our understanding of how voltage gradients serve as critical regulators of cell proliferation and differentiation. For instance, manipulating specific ion channels can alter the bioelectric landscape, changing the rate and direction of cell growth. Such interventions provide powerful tools for bioengineering and regenerative medicine, enabling precise control over tissue formation. Moreover, the discovery that bioelectric signals can propagate through cell networks suggests a form of communication that integrates local and long-range information, coordinating growth across complex tissue environments. This emergent property of bioelectricity points to a sophisticated system that maintains tissue homeostasis and orchestrates repair. As research continues to unravel the mechanisms linking voltage gradients to cellular behavior, the prospect of harnessing these signals to promote regeneration and control growth becomes increasingly tangible. Understanding the role of voltage gradients in cell growth invites a broader appreciation of bioelectricity as a foundational principle in biology. It challenges traditional views that focus primarily on chemical signaling, emphasizing instead the interplay between electrical and molecular processes. This perspective opens new horizons for exploring how living systems maintain order, adapt to injury, and regenerate lost structures. By decoding the language of bioelectric fields, scientists are beginning to uncover the rules that govern cellular cooperation and organization. Such knowledge holds promise not only for improving clinical treatments, but also for inspiring biomimetic designs in tissue engineering. As we delve further into the electrical dimension of life, the connections between bioelectric coordination and other physiological systems will become clearer, revealing the integrated nature of growth and healing. This ongoing exploration sets the stage for deeper investigation into the mechanisms through which voltage gradients influence biological form and function, leading us naturally to consider the broader context of bioelectric fields in regeneration and repair. At the heart of organ regeneration lies a subtle yet profound form of communication: bioelectric fields.
These are patterns of electrical voltage differences that exist across the membranes of cells and tissues, serving as guiding signals during the complex process of rebuilding damaged or lost structures. Unlike the more familiar chemical signals, bioelectric cues provide a dynamic spatial map that cells can interpret, informing them where to grow, how to differentiate, and when to stop. For example, in creatures like salamanders, which can regenerate entire limbs, bioelectric fields orchestrate the precise organization of cells to remake bones, muscles, nerves, and skin. This electrical language operates in concert with genetic and biochemical programs, but it adds an essential layer of control that ensures the newly formed tissue restores the original shape and function of the organ. The remarkable capacity of bioelectricity to coordinate such intricate regenerative processes invites a deep sense of awe for the body's innate intelligence and its ability to heal itself beyond mere cellular repair. The mechanisms underlying bioelectric communication extend beyond simple electrical impulses to encompass gradients of voltage that span entire tissue regions. These gradients create bioelectric fields that influence cellular behavior by modulating ion channels, altering membrane potentials, and triggering downstream signaling pathways. Cells read these electrical landscapes to determine positional information, guiding stem cells towards specific fates and directing the architectural blueprint of the regenerating organ. Research has shown that manipulating bioelectric signals experimentally can induce regeneration in tissues that would otherwise scar or fail to regrow. Such findings suggest that the bioelectric code is a fundamental regulator capable of instructing cells to rebuild complex structures and restore damaged organs. This insight transforms our understanding of healing from a passive process into an active, electrically directed symphony of cellular cooperation. The ability to harness and modulate these signals opens exciting avenues for regenerative medicine and tissue engineering. Beyond regeneration, bioelectric fields also play a critical role in normal growth and maintenance of organs throughout life. They provide a continuous feedback system that maintains tissue integrity and homeostasis, ensuring that cells maintain their proper roles and positions within the larger structure. When injury occurs, disruptions in these electrical patterns serve as beacons that alert surrounding cells to initiate repair processes. The bioelectric cues set into motion cascades of molecular and cellular responses that collectively rebuild the affected area, often restoring the original anatomy with remarkable fidelity. Such precise control challenges the traditional notion that healing is merely a process of replacing lost cells. Instead, it reveals an elegant electrical choreography that guides tissues back to their optimal form and function. Understanding this interplay between bioelectric fields and tissue architecture deepens our appreciation for the body's self-organizing capabilities. As scientists continue to decode the language of bioelectricity, they uncover principles that not only explain natural regeneration, but also inspire novel therapeutic strategies. By designing interventions that mimic or enhance bioelectric signals, it may become possible to stimulate regeneration in human organs
that currently have limited repair capacity, such as the heart, brain, or spinal cord. This approach represents a paradigm shift from conventional treatments focused on symptom management toward regenerative medicine that aims to restore form and function at the cellular and tissue levels. The electrical dimension of biology, once overlooked, now emerges as a powerful key to unlocking the body's latent healing potential. Such discoveries invite us to reconsider the boundaries between biology, physics, and engineering in the quest to heal and regenerate. Exploring bioelectric fields in organ regeneration thus reveals a profound interconnectedness within living systems, where electrical signals integrate with biochemical and genetic information to orchestrate healing. This integrated network allows organisms to rebuild themselves with astonishing precision, embodying a natural intelligence that transcends individual cells. As we deepen our understanding of how voltage gradients and bioelectric patterns guide regenerative processes, the awe-inspiring capability of the body to self-heal becomes ever clearer. This perspective not only enriches our scientific knowledge, but also opens new pathways for innovation in medicine and biotechnology. With these insights, we move closer to harnessing bioelectricity's full potential in restoring health and vitality, setting the stage for further exploration into the cellular and molecular mechanisms that translate electrical cues into biological form and function. While bioelectric communication elegantly coordinates the harmonious processes of growth and healing, there are times when this intricate system becomes disrupted, leading to profound consequences for the body. Cancer, in many ways, can be understood as a breakdown in the bioelectric conversations that normally regulate cellular behavior. Within healthy tissues, cells communicate through carefully maintained voltage gradients and bioelectric fields, which help control when cells divide, differentiate, or even undergo programmed death. When these electrical signals become irregular or corrupted, cells may lose their sense of communal instruction, beginning to grow uncontrollably and escape the usual checks and balances. This loss of bioelectric order disrupts the tissue architecture and function, contributing to the formation and progression of tumors. Understanding cancer through the lens of bioelectricity invites us to view this disease not merely as a genetic or biochemical malfunction, but as a failure of the body's electrical language that normally keeps cellular communities in sync. Research has shown that specific alterations in the bioelectric state of cells can predispose tissues to malignant transformation. For instance, changes in membrane potential, the voltage difference across a cell's membrane, can influence gene expression and cell behavior in ways that favor tumorigenesis. Cancer cells often exhibit depolarized states compared to their normal counterparts, meaning their electrical charge is shifted to a less negative value inside the cell. These aberrant voltage patterns can disrupt the signaling pathways that normally inhibit unchecked growth, effectively silencing the bioelectric cues that maintain order. Moreover, the bioelectric environment impacts the tumor microenvironment, influencing how cancer cells interact with surrounding tissues and evade immune surveillance. By mapping and manipulating these bioelectric signals, scientists are unveiling new dimensions of cancer biology that may lead to innovative diagnostic tools and therapies. The ability to detect and restore correct bioelectric signals offers promising avenues for early intervention and targeted treatment strategies. The medical relevance of bioelectricity in cancer extends beyond understanding its origins to exploring therapeutic potentials. Emerging approaches aim to modulate bioelectric fields to reprogram cancer cells or reinstate normal communication patterns within tissues. Techniques such as ion channel drugs, electrical stimulation, or optogenetics, where light controls electrical activity, are being investigated for their capacity to normalize aberrant cell behavior. These interventions seek not only to halt tumor growth, but also to encourage regeneration and repair of damaged tissues by re-establishing healthy bioelectric patterns. Such treatments represent a shift from solely targeting genetic mutations to addressing the broader bioelectric context that shapes cellular identity and function. As this field evolves, it challenges conventional paradigms and invites a more holistic view of cancer as a disorder of cellular community and communication, governed in part by the subtle language of bioelectricity. Delving deeper into the bioelectric mechanisms at play in cancer reveals fascinating intersections with other physiological processes that govern life and health. The same bioelectric signals that guide embryonic development and tissue regeneration also influence how cells interpret their roles within an organism. When this bioelectric code is corrupted, the narrative of cellular cooperation fractures, giving rise to pathological states like cancer. This perspective encourages us to think of the body as an integrated bioelectric network, where restoring electrical harmony may be key to healing. Ongoing research continues to unravel how these fields interact with genetic and biochemical signals, forming a complex web of communication that sustains life and health. Such knowledge paves the way for innovative strategies that harness bioelectricity to correct cellular miscommunication and promote recovery. As we continue to explore the profound implications of bioelectricity in disease, the connection between disrupted electrical patterns and cancer highlights the delicate balance that sustains biological order. This balance relies on a finely tuned bioelectric dialogue that integrates with molecular and genetic pathways to guide cell behavior. When this dialogue falters, the consequences can be devastating. Yet, it also reveals new opportunities for intervention. By deepening our understanding of how bioelectric fields regulate cellular communities, we move closer to novel therapeutic possibilities that restore the body's natural capacity for control and regeneration. This journey into the bioelectric underpinnings of cancer invites further exploration into the ways electrical signals shape life's most fundamental processes. As our understanding of bioelectric fields deepens, so too does our capacity to engage with these subtle electrical cues in a deliberate manner. Cutting-edge technologies are emerging that allow scientists to measure and manipulate the bioelectric landscapes within living tissues with remarkable precision. These tools employ a variety of approaches, including microelectrode arrays, optogenetics, and nanomaterials designed to interface seamlessly with cellular membranes. By delivering finely tuned electrical stimuli or modulating ion channel activity, researchers can influence the bioelectric states that govern cell proliferation, migration, and differentiation. This represents a profound shift in how we approach biological systems, moving from passive observation to active modulation, where the electrical language of cells becomes a therapeutic target in its own right. The ability to adjust bioelectric patterns offers new hope for harnessing the body's intrinsic communication networks to promote healing and regeneration in ways previously thought impossible. Among the most promising developments are implantable and wearable bioelectric devices that facilitate real-time monitoring and intervention. These devices can detect aberrant electrical signatures associated with injury or disease and respond by delivering corrective electrical impulses. For example, in wound healing, manipulating the endogenous electric fields that naturally arise at injury sites can accelerate tissue repair by guiding cell migration and proliferation along the optimal pathways. Similarly, in regenerative medicine, controlled bioelectric stimulation has been shown to activate stem cell populations and reprogram differentiated cells, encouraging the reconstruction of damaged tissues. Such approaches hold the potential to revolutionize treatments for chronic wounds, nerve injuries, and even organ regeneration by leveraging the body's own bioelectric codes. As these technologies evolve, they promise to bridge the gap between biology and engineering, creating a new frontier where electrical interventions complement molecular therapies. The integration of bioelectric manipulation tools with advanced imaging and computational modeling further enhances our capacity to decode and influence complex cellular networks. By mapping the dynamic bioelectric fields within tissues, researchers can identify precise targets for intervention and predict how electrical signals propagate through cellular assemblies. This systems-level understanding enables the design of personalized bioelectric therapies that adapt to individual physiological conditions. Moreover, combining electrical modulation with genetic and pharmacological strategies provides a multifaceted approach to restoring healthy tissue function. In this way, bioelectric technologies do not merely treat symptoms, but seek to re-establish the fundamental electrical harmony that underpins biological order. The convergence of these multidisciplinary efforts heralds a future in which bioelectricity is not only a subject of scientific fascination, but a cornerstone of innovative medical practice. At the heart of every living organism is a subtle yet profound language of electrical signals that weave through cells and tissues, orchestrating the essential processes of healing, growth, and regeneration. These bioelectric fields, generated by the movement of ions across cell membranes, serve as invisible guides that coordinate cellular behavior in a finely tuned symphony.
injury occurs, for instance, changes in local electrical potentials alert the surrounding cells to activate repair mechanisms, directing migration, proliferation, and differentiation with remarkable precision. This intrinsic electrical communication transcends the chemical signals traditionally emphasized in biology, revealing a complementary and deeply integrated system of control. By understanding how these bioelectric cues influence cellular decisions, scientists are beginning to unlock new avenues for guiding tissue restoration beyond the limitations of conventional approaches. The study of bioelectricity thus opens a window into the body's natural capacity for self-repair, offering insights into how electrical patterns can be harnessed to stimulate regenerative responses in tissues that were previously considered incapable of significant recovery. Recent advances in bioelectric research highlight the remarkable plasticity of cellular networks influenced by electrical gradients. These gradients establish positional information that cells interpret to maintain proper tissue architecture and function. Disruptions in this electrical landscape, whether through injury, disease, or aging, can lead to impaired healing or pathological growth. By artificially modulating these bioelectric fields, researchers have demonstrated the ability to reprogram cells, encouraging regeneration even in complex organs such as the heart and nervous system. This represents a paradigm shift from treating symptoms to addressing the underlying bioelectric code that governs tissue identity and organization. Devices that deliver precise electrical stimuli, combined with molecular tools that adjust ion channel activity, allow for targeted intervention at the cellular level. Such interventions can restore the electrical cues necessary to reactivate developmental programs dormant in adult tissues, effectively turning back the biological clock to promote renewal. The implications of these findings extend far beyond laboratory studies, suggesting new treatment strategies that engage the body's own bioelectric language to support healing in a gentle and non-invasive manner. The emerging field of bioelectric medicine envisions a future where therapies are designed to harmonize and amplify the body's innate electrical signals to facilitate recovery. This innovative approach integrates technologies such as bioelectronic implants, wearable stimulators, and advanced diagnostic imaging that can monitor and adjust bioelectric states in real time. By personalizing these interventions to an individual's unique bioelectrical profile, clinicians aim to optimize healing outcomes while minimizing side effects. Moreover, the synergy between bioelectric modulation and regenerative medicine holds promise for treating chronic wounds, neurodegenerative diseases, and organ failure. Such treatments could stimulate endogenous stem cells or reprogram mature cells to replace damaged tissue, guided by carefully calibrated electrical environments. This vision challenges traditional pharmacological paradigms, emphasizing precision and adaptability rooted in the body's own communication networks. It invites a new era of medicine that respects and works with the subtle electrical orchestration that sustains life itself. As research continues to reveal the complexity and elegance of bioelectric communication, the potential to translate these insights into practical, life-changing therapies grows ever closer. As we delve deeper into the realm of bioelectric communication, it becomes clear that the ability to manipulate these subtle electrical fields carries with it profound responsibilities. The human body's bioelectric networks are intricately woven into the fabric of cellular behavior, orchestrating processes such as healing, growth, and regeneration with delicate precision. Any intervention aimed at modifying these signals must therefore be approached with caution, mindful of the potential for unintended consequences. Alterations to bioelectric patterns could ripple through complex systems, influencing not only target tissues, but also distant cells and organs in ways that are not yet fully understood. This complexity challenges researchers and clinicians alike to develop therapies that are both effective and safe, requiring rigorous testing and a deep appreciation for the body's innate self-regulatory mechanisms. The ethical dimensions extend beyond safety to encompass considerations of consent, accessibility, and the long-term impact of bioelectric interventions, reminding us that with great power comes great responsibility. The prospect of harnessing bioelectric fields to stimulate regeneration or direct cellular growth invites questions about the limits of human intervention in natural processes. Bioelectric signals serve as a fundamental language through which cells communicate their needs and coordinate complex behaviors. Intervening in this language, even with therapeutic intent, may blur the lines between healing and enhancement, raising important ethical debates. For instance, how should we navigate the balance between restoring normal function and potentially augmenting biological capabilities beyond natural limits? Such questions prompt a wider reflection on the goals and values that guide biomedical innovation. Furthermore, disparities in access to advanced bioelectric therapies could exacerbate existing health inequities, underscoring the need for equitable frameworks in research and clinical practice. These considerations remind us that the journey toward mastering bioelectric medicine is as much about moral discernment as it is about scientific discovery. As researchers continue to explore these frontiers, the dialogue between science, ethics, and society remains essential to ensuring that progress serves the well-being of all. Technological advancements in bioelectronic devices and imaging tools bring unprecedented opportunities to monitor and modulate bioelectric fields with precision. Yet, this progress also introduces challenges related to data privacy, long-term device integration, and potential unforeseen biological responses. Implantable stimulators or sensors, for example, must be designed to function harmoniously within the body's dynamic environment over extended periods, minimizing risks such as immune reactions or tissue damage. In addition, the sensitive nature of bioelectric signals raises concerns about the security of personal health data and the potential misuse of such information.
These factors call for a multidisciplinary approach, combining expertise from bioengineering, medicine, ethics, and policy to create responsible frameworks for development and deployment. Thoughtful regulation and continuous ethical oversight will be critical in guiding the evolution of bioelectric therapies, ensuring that innovation progresses hand in hand with respect for individual rights and societal values. As this intricate balance is maintained, the promise of bioelectric medicine can be realized in ways that honor both science and humanity. In recent years, clinical trials exploring bioelectric therapy have begun to illuminate the practical applications of bioelectric fields in human health. These studies focus on harnessing the body's own electrical signals to promote healing, modulate inflammation, and encourage tissue regeneration. For example, trials involving patients with chronic wounds, such as diabetic foot ulcers, have demonstrated the potential for bioelectric devices to accelerate recovery where conventional treatments often fall short. By applying gentle electrical stimulation to the affected area, these therapies appear to activate cellular pathways responsible for cell migration and proliferation, effectively jump-starting the body's natural repair mechanisms. This promising approach draws upon decades of foundational research, revealing how bioelectric fields act as invisible guides, orchestrating the complex choreography of cellular behavior essential for restoring damaged tissue. These initial clinical successes underscore the importance of integrating bioelectric principles into therapeutic strategies, offering new hope for conditions that have long challenged modern medicine. Another compelling example arises from studies investigating nerve regeneration, where bioelectric stimulation has been applied to encourage the repair of damaged peripheral nerves. In these trials, patients receive carefully controlled electrical impulses designed to mimic the natural bioelectric environment that supports nerve growth. The results have been encouraging, with improvements noted in sensory and motor function over extended periods of treatment. These findings align with a growing body of evidence suggesting that bioelectric fields function as critical signals in guiding axonal sprouting and synapse formation. Moreover, experimental therapies targeting spinal cord injuries are beginning to leverage bioelectric modulation to restore neural connections previously thought irreparable. By tuning the frequency, amplitude, and timing of electrical stimuli, researchers aim to recreate the intricate bioelectric language that cells use to communicate during development and healing. Such clinical trials illustrate how understanding and manipulating bioelectric communication not only deepens scientific knowledge, but also translates into tangible benefits for patients facing debilitating injuries. Beyond wound repair and nerve regeneration, bioelectric therapies are also being explored in the realm of organ regeneration and chronic disease management. For instance, some clinical investigations focus on cardiac tissue repair post-myocardial infarction, where bioelectric stimulation may encourage the growth of new heart muscle cells and improve functional recovery, These approaches are inspired by the remarkable regenerative capacities observed in certain amphibians and fish, whose bioelectric fields play a pivotal role in restoring lost or damaged organs. By emulating these natural bioelectric cues, researchers strive to awaken latent regenerative pathways in human tissues. Additionally, trials addressing inflammatory diseases and autoimmune disorders are examining how modulating bioelectric signals can recalibrate immune responses, reducing harmful inflammation without compromising the body's defense mechanisms. These ongoing studies highlight the versatility of bioelectric communication as a therapeutic tool, bridging the gap between basic science and clinical innovation. Importantly, the design and implementation of bioelectric therapies in clinical trials require a profound understanding of the body's endogenous electrical landscape. Researchers must carefully tailor stimulation protocols to align with the unique bioelectric signatures of different tissues and physiological states. This precision ensures that interventions enhance natural healing processes rather than disrupt them. Advances in bioelectronic devices capable of delivering customized electrical patterns and monitoring responses in real time have been instrumental in achieving this level of control. Furthermore, patient safety and comfort remain paramount considerations, guiding the development of minimally invasive, biocompatible technologies suitable for long-term use. As these trials continue to evolve, they offer valuable insights into optimizing treatment parameters, elucidating mechanisms of action, and identifying patient populations most likely to benefit. The collective knowledge gained from these endeavors not only advances clinical practice, but also enriches our fundamental comprehension of bioelectricity's role in human biology. As clinical trials progress, collaborative efforts between scientists, clinicians, and engineers are crucial in translating bioelectric research into effective therapies. Integrating data from molecular biology, electrophysiology, and patient outcomes fosters a holistic approach to treatment development. Moreover, ethical considerations surrounding accessibility, informed consent, and equitable distribution of bioelectric therapies are increasingly prominent in trial designs. Embracing this multidisciplinary perspective ensures that the evolution of bioelectric medicine remains grounded in both scientific rigor and compassionate care. With each study, the vision of seamlessly guiding healing, growth, and regeneration through bioelectric communication moves closer to reality, inviting a future where the body's own electrical language is harnessed to restore health in profound ways. This ongoing journey continues to inspire new lines of inquiry, opening pathways to novel treatments yet to be imagined. At the heart of living organisms lies an intricate language of bioelectricity, a subtle yet powerful system of communication that orchestrates the complex processes of healing, growth, and regeneration. Unlike chemical signals alone, bioelectric fields provide a dynamic framework through which cells interpret their environment and coordinate their actions across tissues. These endogenous electrical patterns guide cellular behaviors such as migration, proliferation, and differentiation, effectively shaping the architecture of developing or repairing organs. When tissues sustain injury, alterations in their bioelectric landscape serve as immediate cues that trigger repair mechanisms, influencing stem cell activity
and instructing cells on when and how to rebuild. Understanding this natural electrical dialogue offers a new dimension to regenerative medicine, where harnessing bioelectric signals could amplify or redirect the body's inherent capacity to heal itself. The convergence of bioelectricity and regenerative biology thus opens a promising frontier, one where the invisible currents within our tissues become tangible tools for restoring function and form with precision and grace. Integrating bioelectric cues with stem cell therapies holds particular promise in transcending current limitations of regenerative treatments. Stem cells, renowned for their versatility and potential to replace damaged cells, respond profoundly to their bioelectric environment. By modulating electrical signals, scientists can influence stem cell fate decisions, encouraging them to become the specific cell types required for tissue repair. This nuanced control over cell behavior enhances the efficiency and accuracy of regeneration, reducing risks such as uncontrolled growth or incomplete healing. Moreover, bioelectric interventions can create a more welcoming niche for transplanted stem cells, improving their survival and integration into host tissues. Through carefully designed bioelectric stimulation protocols, it becomes possible to mimic the body's own healing signals, guiding stem cells to act in harmony with natural repair processes. This synergy between electrical guidance and cellular plasticity signals a transformative step toward therapies that not only replace damaged tissue, but also reinstate the complex bioelectric patterns essential for sustained health. The practical application of bioelectric principles within regenerative medicine involves sophisticated technologies capable of both monitoring and manipulating electrical fields at the cellular and tissue levels. Advances in bioelectronic devices, such as wearable sensors and implantable stimulators, enable real-time feedback and precise control over bioelectric environments. These tools allow clinicians to tailor interventions based on individual patient needs, dynamically adjusting electrical parameters to optimize healing outcomes. Furthermore, computational models of bioelectric signaling pathways assist in predicting how electrical interventions will influence cellular responses, providing a roadmap for personalized treatment strategies. As research continues to refine these approaches, the integration of bioelectricity with stem cell therapy emerges as a holistic methodology, one that respects the body's inherent wisdom while augmenting its regenerative capabilities with technological innovation. The ongoing dialogue between biology and engineering thus deepens our understanding of life's electrical essence and expands the possibilities for restoring health in ways once considered beyond reach. As we look toward the future of bioelectric research, one of the most compelling frontiers lies in decoding the intricate language of bioelectric fields that orchestrate cellular behavior during healing and regeneration. These endogenous electrical signals are not merely background noise, but serve as essential guides for cells, directing them where to grow, differentiate, or repair damaged tissues. Advances in imaging and bioelectric mapping technologies now allow scientists to observe these subtle electrical patterns in real time, revealing previously hidden layers of biological communication. By understanding how cells interpret and respond to these bioelectric cues, researchers can begin to design interventions that gently modulate the body's own electrical environment, enhancing natural healing processes without intrusive procedures. This approach promises therapies that are finely tuned to the body's unique bioelectric signature, fostering regeneration that is both efficient and harmonious. Such innovations open the door to treatments that not only accelerate repair, but also restore the complex architecture of tissues, a challenge that has long eluded conventional methods. Emerging technologies, such as bioelectronic implants and wearable devices, are poised to transform how we interact with bioelectric communication pathways. These tools can deliver targeted electrical stimuli, mimicking or amplifying the body's native signals to promote regeneration in a controlled and precise manner. Integrating these devices with advanced computational models allows for personalized therapies that adapt in real time to the dynamic needs of healing tissues. Furthermore, the convergence of bioelectric research with gene editing and stem cell biology holds tremendous promise. By combining electrical modulation with cellular reprogramming techniques, it may become possible to awaken dormant regenerative capacities in tissues that typically show limited healing potential, such as the heart or nervous system. This synergistic approach could one day enable the restoration of complex organs, or even entire limbs, redefining the boundaries of biological repair. As these technologies mature, they invite a reimagining of medicine that embraces bioelectricity not only as a tool, but as a foundational principle of life's resilience. Alongside technological advances, fundamental questions remain about the mechanisms by which bioelectric fields influence cellular networks and tissue patterning. Researchers are investigating how electrical signals integrate with biochemical and mechanical cues to create a multi-dimensional communication system that governs development and regeneration. Understanding this integration requires interdisciplinary collaboration across biology, physics, engineering, and computational science. New experimental models, including organoids and bioengineered tissues, provide platforms to explore these complex interactions in controlled settings. These studies may uncover universal electrical codes that cells use to coordinate their activities, offering insights that transcend individual species or tissue types. Unlocking these codes could revolutionize regenerative medicine by providing a universal framework to guide tissue repair across diverse biological contexts. This expanding knowledge base fuels both curiosity and hope, inspiring a new generation of scientists to delve deeper into the electric language of life. As the field progresses, ethical considerations and patient-centered approaches will be essential in shaping the application of bioelectric therapies. The prospect of manipulating the body's electrical communication systems raises questions about long-term effects, safety, and accessibility. Engaging with patients, clinicians, and ethicists from the outset will ensure that emerging treatments are developed responsibly and with respect for individual variability and autonomy. Moreover, public education about the role of bioelectricity in health and disease can empower individuals to participate more fully in their own healing journeys. By fostering transparent dialogue and collaborative decision-making, the integration of bioelectric medicine into healthcare can proceed with sensitivity and inclusivity. This mindful approach will help bridge the gap between cutting-edge science and compassionate care, paving the way for therapies that honor both innovation and humanity. Ultimately, the unfolding exploration of bioelectric communication invites us to reconsider our relationship with a living body, not as a static machine, but as a dynamic, electrically interconnected organism. This perspective challenges us to embrace complexity and subtlety in understanding health and disease. As research continues to illuminate the hidden bioelectric landscapes within us, new possibilities emerge for harnessing these forces to support healing, growth, and regeneration. The journey ahead is one of discovery, where curiosity and technology converge to unlock the body's innate potential for renewal. With each step, we move closer to therapies that resonate with the body's own rhythms, revealing a future where the language of electricity guides the art of healing. At the heart of living tissues lies an intricate network of bioelectric fields, subtle yet powerful currents that orchestrate the fundamental processes of life. These electrical signals are not merely byproducts of cellular activity. They serve as vital channels of communication, guiding cells to act in concert. Through carefully regulated variations in voltage and current, bioelectric fields provide a spatial map that influences how cells differentiate, migrate, and assemble. This invisible framework enables the body to maintain its form, adapt to changes, and respond to injury with remarkable precision. Rather than relying solely on chemical signals, organisms harness these electrical patterns to coordinate complex biological functions, ensuring that healing and growth unfold in a harmonious and timely manner. The discovery of this bioelectric language reveals a layer of biological control that complements genetic and biochemical mechanisms, expanding our understanding of how life organizes itself at the cellular and tissue level. Exploring the role of bioelectric fields in regeneration uncovers nature's capacity to restore damaged structures in ways that often surpass current medical capabilities. In certain species, such as amphibians and some fish, bioelectric signals provide the blueprint for regrowing limbs, spinal cords, and other tissues with remarkable fidelity. These fields establish polarity and positional information, guiding cells to rebuild lost parts with proper orientation and function. Even in humans, subtle bioelectric cues influence wound healing and tissue repair, suggesting that these ancient electrical codes remain active throughout life. By modulating bioelectric states, researchers aim to unlock regenerative pathways that have long been dormant, potentially leading to breakthroughs in treating injuries and degenerative diseases. This emerging understanding bridges disciplines, combining biophysics, molecular biology, and bioengineering to reveal a holistic picture of how life's electrical dimension supports resilience and renewal. The promise of bioelectric medicine lies in its ability to amplify the body's innate wisdom, encouraging cells to communicate and collaborate in restoring wholeness. Beyond healing and regeneration, bioelectric communication
plays a crucial role in guiding embryonic development and growth. During the earliest stages of life, electrical gradients help establish the body's blueprint, influencing where organs form and how tissues organize in three-dimensional space. These fields act as dynamic organizers, transmitting positional information that ensures cells differentiate appropriately according to their location. This bioelectric orchestration complements genetic instructions, providing an additional layer of control that is both flexible and responsive to environmental cues. As the organism grows, bioelectric signals continue to monitor and adjust development, maintaining balance and symmetry. The interplay between bioelectric activity and cellular behavior illustrates a finely tuned system where electricity serves as a universal language for coordination. Understanding this dialogue opens new vistas for developmental biology and regenerative medicine, suggesting ways to guide tissue engineering and repair by mimicking nature's own electrical strategies. The significance of bioelectric fields extends into the realm of health and disease, offering fresh perspectives on how disruptions in electrical communication can lead to pathological conditions. Alterations in bioelectric patterns may contribute to impaired healing, aberrant growths, or degenerative processes. By studying these electrical landscapes, scientists hope to identify early markers of dysfunction and develop interventions that restore proper bioelectric signaling. Such approaches could complement traditional treatments, providing more precise and holistic care that aligns with the body's natural rhythms. The integration of bioelectric principles into medicine invites a paradigm shift, one that recognizes the living organism as an electrical entity where balance and harmony are essential to well-being. This insight encourages the development of therapies that work with, rather than against, the body's innate bioelectric systems. As the field advances, it holds the potential to transform how we approach healing, offering pathways that resonate deeply with life's fundamental electrical nature. In reflecting on the profound role of bioelectric communication, we come to appreciate the elegance of life's electrical design, a design that transcends the molecular and cellular, weaving together the fabric of growth, healing, and regeneration. Bioelectric fields serve as the silent conductors of biological symphonies, guiding cells with subtle currents that embody both information and intent. This perspective invites us to see health not as mere absence of disease, but as a dynamic state of electrical harmony within the body's complex networks. Embracing this understanding opens doors to innovative scientific inquiry and therapeutic possibilities, where technology and biology converge in delicate balance. The ongoing exploration of bioelectric phenomena promises to deepen our connection to the living world, illuminating the pathways through which life sustains and renews itself. As we continue this journey, the language of bioelectricity remains a compelling frontier, inviting curiosity, inspiring discovery, and offering hope for healing that honors the body's own intrinsic wisdom. As we contemplate the remarkable influence of bioelectric fields in living organisms, it becomes clear that these subtle electrical signals form an essential language of life itself. Beyond the familiar biochemical interactions, bioelectric communication provides a dynamic framework through which cells coordinate their behavior,
ensuring that healing processes unfold with precision and that growth follows an organized pattern. These electrical gradients guide cells to their proper destinations, instructing them when to divide, differentiate, or migrate, actions fundamental to the restoration and maintenance of tissues. This intrinsic electrical dialogue is neither random nor static, but a constantly evolving conversation that reflects the organism's changing needs and environment. In this sense, the body can be seen as a vast, interconnected electrical network where each cell both sends and receives information, contributing to the harmonious balance necessary for health. Such an understanding invites us to appreciate the living body as a vibrant, electrically orchestrated system, where the invisible currents of bioelectricity quietly sustain life's complexity and resilience. Healing, growth, and regeneration are processes often thought to be driven solely by chemical signals. Yet bioelectric fields add a profound layer of control and coordination to these phenomena. When tissue is damaged, the disruption of normal electrical patterns acts as an immediate call to action, mobilizing cells to repair the injured area. This bioelectric signaling helps establish polarity and spatial information, allowing regenerating cells to rebuild structures accurately rather than randomly. In species capable of remarkable regeneration, such as certain amphibians, bioelectric cues have been shown to reset developmental programs, effectively instructing the organism to recreate lost limbs or organs. Even in humans, emerging research reveals that manipulating bioelectric states may one day enhance our natural healing abilities, opening pathways to innovative treatments for wounds, degenerative diseases, and perhaps even organ regeneration. Recognizing the power of bioelectric fields in these fundamental processes encourages a shift from viewing the body as merely biochemical machinery to embracing it as an intricate electrical system imbued with remarkable self-organizing potential. The elegance of bioelectric communication lies in its universality and subtlety. From the earliest stages of embryonic development, bioelectric fields help shape form and function, guiding cells to assemble into complex organs and tissues with remarkable fidelity. This electrical guidance system operates alongside genetic and molecular mechanisms, integrating signals in real time to adapt growth and regeneration to the organism's needs. The interplay of bioelectric signals with biochemical pathways highlights a holistic principle. Life is not governed by isolated factors, but by an intricate web of interactions where electricity plays a central role. As science advances, the ability to detect and modulate these bioelectric patterns offers profound possibilities, not only for medicine, but also for our fundamental understanding of what it means to be alive. Such discoveries beckon us to look beyond the visible and chemical, to embrace the dynamic electrical essence that animates all living things. This perspective enriches our appreciation of life's complexity, inspiring respect for the delicate electrical symphony that underlies every heartbeat, every breath, and every moment of renewal. embracing the electric nature of life calls us to a deeper awareness of our own bodies and the living world around us. It invites curiosity and wonder about the unseen forces that sustain growth, enable healing, and support regeneration. By recognizing bioelectricity as a fundamental aspect of biological organization, we open ourselves to new ways of thinking about health and disease, ways that honor the body's intrinsic wisdom and its capacity for self-repair. This awareness encourages a gentle reverence for the natural processes that unfold within us, revealing that healing is not a battle, but a harmonious restoration of electrical balance. As we continue to explore these silent, electrical conversations, we are reminded that life's essence is not fixed but fluid, energized by currents that connect us to all living systems. In this light, every living organism becomes a radiant expression of electrical life, a testament to nature's enduring ability to create, heal, and renew. In closing, the study of bioelectric communication illuminates a profound truth. Life is fundamentally electric. This realization encourages us to move beyond conventional perspectives, embracing a more integrated view of biology in which electrical signals are as vital as chemical ones. By appreciating the bioelectric fields that coordinate healing, growth, and regeneration, we nurture a deeper connection to the living world and to ourselves. It is within this electric essence that the mystery and beauty of life reside, a dynamic dance of currents that quietly orchestrates the ongoing symphony of existence. As we honor and explore these bioelectric pathways, we find hope not only in scientific discovery, but in the enduring capacity of life to sustain, transform, and flourish. May this awareness inspire a gentle respect and a sense of wonder for the electric nature of all living beings, inviting us to live in harmony with the vibrant energy that pulses through every cell, every tissue, and every organism.